not only we are asking, we have the evidence. I mean, not only we are asking, not only we, what has changed in, in our times, is that what we probably heard when we were children, and probably what was talked about, let's say in 1950s, 16, 70s, and even later, that India, didn't become free. We were under the British in one way or the other. Now we have a lot of information data which is on record, and which in hindsight, when we look at it, it's pathetic. In fact, to give you an example, when we were growing up, we used to hear this story about, there were some sort of secret protocols, secret clauses of the transfer of power, by which the power was transferred by the British, to those Indians who were pally with them. And people made all kind of allegations. These allegations were published even in mainstream media, like the newspapers in those days, that there were some secret clauses, with secret protocols of the transfer of power, which were not conveyed to people of India by the powers that be. And one of the protocols concerned Subhas Chandra Bose, that if he were to return to India, or if he were found alive, he would be handed over to the British or the Allied forces, something like. So these kind of allegations were making rounds, and they were even given publicity in mainstream newspapers in those days. The government of India never ever opened its mouth on this issue. Even in our time, they have not said a word about it. And that is despite the fact that our government and our leaders, they go all over the world, and they keep talking about the virtues of always telling the truth, and and non-violence and ahimsa, non-violence and truth, which they keep harping upon, but they never convey this thing to people of our country. Now something dramatic happened in by 2009. Well, the genesis go back to 9/11. After 9/11, as you remember, the American CIA had failed to give a proper warning. They did not share the information with the FBI. That was one reason the 9/11 happened. Thereafterward, like CIA came under a lot of criticism. But over a period of time, people realize that if you keep criticizing your own security agency, is not good for your country. You demoralize those people, and whatever happens, the intelligence organizations, whenever do something good, it doesn't get publicized. But whatever negative thing happens, they get all the bad press. So it's not good for them. So they should be, their good thing should be projected. So in America, a trend started whereby they began, coming with books which were cleared by the agency, and they came up with the movies to show the CIA in good light and show, look, we have been doing good things as well, but they were never publicized. I believe similar thing happened in England, and similar things happening in India right now, that you're trying to project the good sides. And I'm sure the books which are coming out about India's intelligence agencies are cleared by the government. They are not happening on their own. The government is definitely behind it, but it's good. It's in national interest. I'm not against it. The point is, something similar thing happened in England, and the MI5, the British intelligence agency, they came out with an authorized history of whatever they were doing for their country. And they hired a very well-known professor of espionage and intelligence, Christopher Andrews, who had previously worked on the Mitrokhin archive. Christopher Andrews was given oath of secrecy, and he was shown classified documents from the MI5, and he came out with the authorized history of the MI5, which is now available all over the world, including in India. It's a pretty thick book. Now there, I believe, either by mistake or by design, God knows, so they accepted the fact that in 1947, there were secret clauses to the transfer of power, about which my government has never told me a single thing. MI5 was good enough to tell the world the clause which concerns them. And this clause, under this clause, an office was opened in Delhi, security liaison office. And this office was like super boss to the IB. And Indian Intelligence Bureau was supplying all the information to their former masters after independence. And this trend continued until 1968. So this is now coming, the part that there was a secret clause. And under that clause, MI5 opened an office in Delhi. And that this office continued until 1968. We did not come to know about it from anybody in India. This is coming from the British. So my suspicion now, of course, is now very clear that if they have hidden one clause, there must be other clauses as well. So once you're caught, with on one point, there must be 500 other things you must have done something wrong. So this is a matter of record now. The MI5 admits, and the worst thing is that when I asked the government of India about it under the RTI, I got no answers. They refuse to answer the questions, and the same people in the same system, goes all over the world on our money. By the way, don't forget, it's not their personal money. all the money which they use for publicity is coming from people of India. I don't mind if they use their own party fund or something else, but they use public money, and they're, Tom bought big things. They go to United Nations and talk about that these are the principles we're supposed to follow. We are the people of truth, we are the people of ahimsa, and you are seeing for yourself that ever since the war has started in Ukraine, these people are not nowhere to be seen. They're doing nothing about it. Yeah. But once the war is finished in Ukraine, they will start again tom-tomming the same thing. You should be following the path of non-violence and non-so. And the poor people will never get the Nobel Peace Prize. They have never got in last 70 years. They will never get. That's my prediction.
Please remember to subscribe to us and switch on the notifications for this channel. For our other social media links, more content, and to support our work, please visit citti.net. Dhanyavad. Namaskar.